then, here we are, back in the Lake District. It's a cloudy day, fairly chilly, and we've just parked up at Seathwaite if you hadn't already recognised it. And the masses are all camped down there in the Seathwaite Farm campsite, which, to be fair, if you're going to go camping, at least you're in like an amazing place to get out to some of these incredible mountains. Go on then, Blue. Good lad. You can tell he's done that before, can't you? Oh, I can't even squeeze through. Anyway, we are heading up somewhere to camp. I'm not actually that bothered where. The weather is going to come in. It said it's going to rain in probably a couple of hours, but I can actually feel it spitting now. So ideally I want to sort of get up somewhere that half decent, pitch a tent, and at least be out of the weather, because it is going to rain all night, and then hopefully it might be dry again tomorrow. But first of all, I'm going to show you a beautiful waterfall. So we'll bash on up there because this is a bit steady. Oh dear. Thought best put one of them before we get to it. It's a cool waterfall though, I've got to say. It's yeah, it's quite a beautiful one. And in meltwater in winter, I'm just trying to negotiate this water that I'm walking through. There we go. There we go, look. Yeah, it can be quite a torrent, but it's been dry for a while, so if you can see up there, there's a gate. It's a fair scramble to that point. Anyway, let's get that dog on it first. Ready, Blue? Go on then, climb. Climb. My turn now. Blue's come back here. You ready then? Wait. Look. Oh, go on, climb. You don't. He has it. He has it. There was an easier way though, Blue. I found it. That's where my eyes can see from a little bit of a higher height. He's not bothered. Yeah, look at this little wall. Just enough to stop sheep getting through, because they're not going to negotiate that, I don't think. Although I have seen sheep in some very extreme situations. Not quite as good as a mountain goat, but they are pretty good. He's waiting for me. Ready then, Blue? So there it is, the waterfall. It's pretty cool, gotta say. Anyway, from here, you see where the dog is there. We've got to negotiate this, and it's a bit of an awkward one to get up there, but a little bit of a scramble. It's not too bad. So let's make a start, eh? Steady away. Might need to help the dog on a couple of sections. It might be a bit sort of steep for him to get up. Yeah, Blue. Stand. Wait. Good boy. Tell you what, it makes all the difference having control of your dog. You know, rather than just careering off. Have to take a bit of care. Here we go, look. Up she goes. Yeah, it's not the easiest this. Definitely one to put your hands on. Oof. Well, it's starting to rain a little bit, but as soon as you're climbing with this weight on your backpack, on your back, the pack, yeah, start to get a bit hot. Not time for attention, Blue. Hey, yeah, this is like a windproof top, so straight away you don't get much airflow, and I've got my arm warmers underneath as well. Oh, so we'll put this away, and then hopefully we'll get away with not getting rained on. Just spitting. Right, where's some does this? There we go. We're off. Annoyingly, it's starting to rain. I've got a jacket, I've got trousers, so I should be okay, but I'd like to just get a tent pitched when it's nice and dry. Whoa. Come on. Right, we've got to find a way across here. Luckily there's not much water in it. Up we go first. A breeze. It's potentially a little bit slippy, so take my time with my feet. This is it, this is how big it is. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, not too bad when it's I nearly fell over afterwards, brilliant. It's not too bad when there's not much water in it. Well, this rain don't know what it's doing. It keeps having a go. I just sort of feel I want to keep out of the waterproof as long as possible, because as soon as you're in them, it's sweat fest all the way. Anyway, definitely with the moisture in the air now, it's making my hands cold. So I put on my favourite gloves. I found these, which are perfect for me, and they are a Gore-Tex mitten. So these are made by Extremities, and it's the tough bags they're called, and they're perfect for me purely because if you ever have to do any sort of fell running where you are required to carry kit, gloves is obviously an essential part of that. These are light enough just to shove in your bag, fully waterproof. And what I've done is I've got them a size larger than I need, and then what I can do with that is fit them over the top of a insulated glove layer as well, so it just keeps you waterproof, so very important. So yeah, well happy with these Extremities. There'll be a link in the description for you. Hey up. So here we are, Great Gable, Green Gable, just dropping down to Styhead Tarn. If we turn you around, you can just see all the cloud, it's just rolling in over the tops here. Yeah, and because of that, I'm thinking it's going to be a bit better if we stay low level, rather than just being in all the clag, not being able to see anything. And it's going to rain all night anyway, so yeah, let's stay low level. So I think what I'll do is I'll head up to the top of Seathwaite Fell somewhere, or Sprinkling Tarn or something like that. Dodging raindrops. Yeah, I don't really want to get wet, and obviously as soon as you get a wet dog, that don't smell good when it's in a tent with you. So yeah, let's hope we can get there pitched up before it starts getting too frantic. The wind is picking up though, I don't know if you can tell. Ah dear. Now we can't cope with, eh? A bit of out and now. Oh, sorry Blue. Sorry Blue. Well, it's sheltered here, I've got to say. There's no wind because it's just all been channeled round Great End here. So now I'm at the Tarn. I just want to get a tent up and pitched and get in and dry. You can see it raining, splattering all over this. So I'm just going to have a wander around and we'll just sort of find somewhere just to pitch a tent. Let's have a look, eh? Just have a look on top of this little island bit. It's like a peninsula in the middle. Well, some flat areas here. Kind of nice, you've got good views all the way around. And yeah, sort of encapsulated by the Tarn. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Let's find a place to put this tent. I don't even know what tent I've got. It might be the... I hope I've got one. This is it, Blue. This is it. Click these off. There we go. Good lad. Ah, yes. Let's get this tent set up. Oh dog, you look filthy already. Oh yeah. Right, let's get this done then, eh? Let's take the tough bags off. I need some fingers for putting the tent up. Right, we'll do this really quickly. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Take two. We'll do this really quickly. There we go then. Quickly pitched. It's not perfect, but it's going to do the trick. It's not going to be too windy, I don't think, later. But anyway, we need to get in because it is actually starting to properly persist deep down. So let's get into this tent, eh? We've already got a magic dog in there. Oh. There he is. I've got this inner to set up now. I'll chuck this bits in. Well, we're in. I'll tell you what, it is hard work in a small tent, juggling everything around, trying to get it all set up. Especially because I've got like a wide mat. I don't know if it's a long one or a regular wide, I can't remember. But yeah, it's just hard work, it really is. Just literally trying to juggle things and throw things up in the air, slot things underneath and get it all to work. And that's including dog, trying to get him to do what you want him to do. And he's a bit damp, so it's like, you know, you don't want to get him on your nice clean stuff that you're getting out. So yeah, I'm a little damp, so I'm just letting my body heat sort of air my clothes, but I can definitely feel the cold because of it. So once I've had sort of half an hour or so, I think I'll get my down jacket on and slip into the sleeping bag. The dog is very comfortable indeed. Albeit a little damp. He's just a happy dog, isn't he? Yeah, so I've got one beer to drink, which I will have later on, and I've got plenty of food with me, so at least I can have a nice warm meal, and that'll just keep me happy for the evening. But the joys of camping. Well, I got in the tent at 4 o'clock. It's now 8:45. I won't be able to get out of the tent till next morning, being probably 7 o'clock. So, you know, we're looking at 15, 16, even after that, might be 17 hours of actually being tent bound. And this is just part of camping. It's like if you come out, you get a date where you are free of all the life woes and you just have to go out. So here I am, laid in a tent with no phone reception to even contact anyone or entertain myself with, just trying to whittle away the time. And so far I've slept for about 2 hours of that, so part of it, it's just what you've got to deal with. Well, there's not much to do on a night like this, so I've just been slowly sipping a beer. So that's the drinking. And now it's time to make some food. So I have got an army ration pack, which is chicken, sausage and beans. And it is 2 years out of date. It's in a tomato sauce though, so what I've got is to go with it is this pasta, which is also in a tomato sauce. So I think those two together should be quite nice. I'll just bang them in a pot and just heat them up, and then let's try and get some happiness in this situation. Dear, just a nice warm meal, that's all you need, eh? Ah, brilliant. It's not ideal being in a small tent when it's wet. So obviously when you're tent bound, you've got to do everything inside, and you know, sitting up like this isn't the most comfortable thing. And obviously cooking as well, you've got to be a bit careful. Basically I've got two stoves here, both made by GSI Outdoors. Don't know if you can see that. But when you've got to cook inside because of the weather, I like to just use a particular type of stove, because the usual sit on top stove, which will sit on top of a can like that, and by the time you've got the stand on as well, it's sitting up sort of fairly high, obviously with the pot on, and you just don't want to sort of risk burning anything, setting fire to your tent or anything like that. So just to lower it a little bit, I've got a second one, which quite often I carry two anyway, just in case one fails. But this one is the GSI Outdoors, I think it's called the 4-season one. And as you can see, the canister will sit at the side, and this just has some legs which will fold out. Hold on, can't see, got a bright light in my face. So there you go, it just sits kind of low, pan on top of that. So it just reduces that risk, I would say. Yep, anyway, let's get this one out and cook the out-of-date food. Just to add to that, I have got a silicone mat here, which I feed the dog off. So it's got a little lip on the outside, and this is a mat that you would use for putting a dog bowl on, and then obviously I put it here, it would have had another side where the water bowl would have gone as well, just to stop the splashes and mess that dogs and cats make. But this is really good because obviously dog can get fed off it. I can fold this and turn it into a bit of a cone, which allows me to then make a drink for the dog, or a bowl for the dog to then put the water in. But I lay this on the floor when I'm cooking sometimes, because the actual burner will sit in the middle of that, and it just allows for the heat, any heat that is transferred down is not going to burn the bottom of the tent either. So it's actually a really good multi-use piece of kit for me, and obviously having a dog, so. That is really good. Considering it's 2 years out of date. Yeah, my mum literally will eat anything that's out of date. It doesn't matter how far out of date it is either. And sometimes you're sort of looking like going, you can't eat that, mum. No, and she's like, it'll be fine. And I think it comes from the fact that she's a farmer's daughter, and also that she's sort of a wartime child as well. But come the apocalypse, she will survive, because she'll be able to literally eat anything. And it always reminds me of Cilla Black. You remember her doing Blind Date? And on Blind Date, one of the contestants was asked, like, oh, so what sort of woman do you like? And this lad replied, I quite like you, Cilla. You're definitely my type. And then she sort of looked at him, rolled her eyes and went, I've got things in my freezer older than you. And that always made me chuckle, did that. And it just reminds my mum, because obviously she has just got so many things in her house that she eats that I'm thinking that is just too far out of date. But she's fine, totally fine, so yeah. Funny, eh? Yes, this is a good shout as well for being in a tent, because obviously it doesn't spill anywhere, and just having the bike valve on, dead easy. Hi, boring content this, innit? Bit of food and the sound of rain on a tent. I can't muster up anything else, I'm sorry. Next job is feeding the dog, but I've got him a little surprise. I've got his food out ready and he's patiently waiting for it, but I've got him some bones from the butchers. So let's dig these out. Look at this one. He'll like that, won't he? You ready then, Blue? What's that? Here then, have this. Yep. This is living the dream. Weather report, it is still raining, and it is going to continue raining until morning. And I tell you what, I do hope that it clears enough just to sort of dry the tent off a little bit. There's no sunshine expected, but I just need to get rid of some of this moisture, because even this on the inside now is just soaking wet. Oh yeah, it's just one of them things, you know, when you get the opportunity to get out. I'd like to think that I just embrace that opportunity, that's all. Just get on with it. And here I am, sat in a tent in pretty dire conditions, but I'm out. I'm stimulating my senses, physically and mentally. Mainly stimulating my hearing just by the pitter-patter of rain. But it's still therapeutic, you know. This is still like that lovely escapism, that sort of just way of getting away from things, and it's just nice. It is just nice. Simple, way of living, and you know, I would prefer to be here than sat at home watching a film or something. Oh dear. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna finish my tea, brush my teeth, and then I'll be getting myself ready for bed. So after this fantastic adventure, which I'm sure you're thoroughly enjoying, we'll see you in the morning, and hopefully it will bring something a little more exciting. Night. Morning, flowers. Yep, it's still raining. It is 8 o'clock in the morning now, so what is that? 16 hours, tent bound. And although it's eased a little bit, it's still pretty damp out there, and it's actually really damp in here as well. There's water pretty much everywhere. It just sort of shows you when you're camping out in damp conditions that it literally gets everywhere. I mean, we've got water just sat on top of this rucksack cover there, which I put over the top of like my boots and everything to keep dry just in case. My sleeping bag, don't know if I'll be able to show this, but is completely damp. All this, that's damp, and if you see where my knees are there, that section there's dry. So obviously where I've had my knees sort of closer to the outside of the bag, it's actually put a bit of heat to it and allowed that to sort of stay dry, but literally completely damp. Yeah, one of those nights. But yeah, I've actually been able to stay in purely because for 16 hours, because I've got a second door at the back, which has allowed me to do some sort of like rollover maneuver to actually go to the loo. But yeah, it works, especially in these conditions. Let's have a look outside. I've got Blue just chilling out there. I've already let him out, but that's only because he can't do the magic maneuver without getting wee everywhere. Let's have a look. Yep, very wet day. Look at this, standing water on the ground. That is not very inviting out there, is it? Oh dear. Well, I'll have to just sort myself out in here, pack up slowly, and then hopefully it'll just clear a little bit. Wet, that's what this one is, wet. But to be fair, Sprinkling Tarn, I think, is the wettest place in the UK. Maybe just in England, but anyway, we'll double check that one. But I think it is, I honestly do. More precipitation here than anywhere else, and you can tell why. Well, there we are, it's nearly stopped raining, and look how close I was to having another flood out. Just completely soaked. I do pick some spots, don't I? But you know, all this sort of landscape, it is just one massive rock, so you just end up with pools forming as soon as it rains, and you're not going to judge where these are because you don't know the sort of thickness of the soil really and how much is going to infiltrate. But I mean, just look in the last few seconds, I've got this clag just rolling in. Yes, unpredictable at times, but tent's held up well, kept me dry. Still a bit damp inside and all that, but it's not looking bad there, is it? Anyway, time to get it all packed up, and then we can get out of here and down this mountain. Yeah, we've got somebody pitched just over here. There's about 4 over the back of that. There's another 3 lads up here, and then there is one somewhere over there. So it is a common place to camp, but it's a beautiful place to come for definite. So yeah, it's been a good one, even though it has been completely soaking wet. I mean, look here as well, just thick, deep water everywhere. There you go then, all packed up, leave no trace as always, and I'm just going to put on over the top of these gloves our tough bags. So this Gore-Tex mitt, just to show you, it's quite a good idea just to get slightly bigger size and then pop it on over the top of another insulated glove. Pull this tight and there we go. Completely waterproof right through there. So yes, I'm very happy with these. Pull that one in. There's also an extra wrist buckle there just to tighten it on so it's not going to blow off at all. So it will take some really bad weather too. Awesome, eh? Right. Let's be going. You ready, Blue? Always one last check and we're off. dear. Well, what a camp out that was. Not much to see, just wet. But you know, you've got to take these opportunities when you've got that time. Just make sure you do something with that time, that's all. So get yourselves outside. So I'm heading back down the valley now. I'm a little bit wet now. I didn't even bother putting waterproof bottoms on, which I advise you should do, because now I'm a bit cold with that. So anyway, heading back to the car, and I'm going to go treat myself to a nice breakfast. So if you've liked the video, give it one of them. And yeah, oh look, yeah, testing out these nice gloves as well, which have been brilliant. These are the Extremities tough bags, and the 20% discount code if you want to buy some of these, and I really do recommend them if you just want an over glove. But anyway, contribute to the channel if you want with the Patreon, and potentially you could buy me a coffee. So anyway, we will see you another day.